Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? I hope you are enjoying yourself. I'm super excited. Today, what I want to do is I want to talk to you a little bit about how to get results in your business and life. I'm going to kind of tour a little bit of a thinking process that we've created here. It really is the logic behind a lot of the content that we've created here at True Living to help entrepreneurs and business owners get to the next level. Regardless of where you're at, this is going to be relevant to you. Hopefully, if you take one little shift away from today's conversation and are able to apply it in your business, it will forever change the outcome. I like to think about lessons and those golden nuggets of information kind of like the way that a sailor thinks about the ship, right? So if you think about a little nugget of information, when you set sail, you're headed in a particular direction. And when you learn something and apply what you learn, there's like a 1 degree shift in the direction that you're headed. And if you think about a ship setting sail, that 1 degree shift over the course of a day of sailing will have you end up in a completely different location. So my hope today is that you take something from today's conversation and you're able to apply it to your life and your business right away, right? And so let's dive in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share. Let me share here, application window, Chrome tab. I guess before I screen share, let me just give you a little bit more context. So the first thing that you really need to do as somebody who's looking to create success is to understand the dimensions of success. They're like containers of success. If you think about your experience as an entrepreneur, or a business owner or a leader or an executive or a mom or a dad or whatever it is that you identify with, there's a container there that allows for you to live a fulfilling life. And when this container isn't there, you're going to find that you naturally become unbalanced, that there are breakdowns, that you'll enter into a suffering state, and you'll learn a lesson to create some integrity to the container that we're talking about. And the 4 walls of that container are time, the way that you manage your time. Everything takes place in time. Energy, your physical body, and the intention of your energy, which is like a right now phenomenon. How much energy you have right now is a result of your lifestyle. And we want to curate lifestyle habits that produce high quality energy, vibrancy, right? So time, energy, agreement. And agreement is your beliefs. It's your conversation with others. Sometimes for entrepreneurs, it's a contract. It's your team members. Your marriage is an agreement. And then money. Right? Money is a way of keeping track of everything: time, energy, and agreement. And so if you think of that acronym TEAM, then you begin to understand that when there's a breakdown, it's in one of those dimensions. There's either a lack of clarity or there's some sort of structure or system that we want to put in place for you to be able to really experience that sense of freedom that comes from having built a container for yourself. In other words, if you've got no agreements, if you've got no time, if you've got no money, and if you've got no energy, then you experience suffering. But if you've created a structure or a system in your life for time, for your health, for the agreements, and for your money, now you're going to experience freedom. So that's really what we want to try to do here. I want you to listen to this conversation through that context and understand that whether your goal is to build a business or is to live a fulfilling lifestyle, the access to that is the system that you build. It's the system. Think about it as a system. So you want to build a lifestyle system. And a lot of what I'm going to be talking about here is so that you can get that 1 degree shift that makes a difference in your life today. Okay, so let's start off. Now I'm going to screen share. All right, so the first thing to really understand here is, well, out of curiosity, what do you guys think? Should we dive into business or personal? Let's go into personal, right? So this, hopefully you guys can see everything that I've got here. Can you see it? Yes. Okay, excellent. Let me just double check. True Living Mission. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you think about yourself and your life, there's a bunch of different slices of that pie. One slice is your health, right? literally your health. Your health is a dimension of the pie of your life. If you did a 360-degree turn, health is one of the things that is at play. Another part is your finances, your career, your living situation. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. Your living situation, your fun and recreation, your family and friends, your significant other and romance, and your personal and spiritual growth. That, for the most part, makes up every dimension of your life, but maybe you can think of one area that is missing, and if that's the case, just throw it in there. And then what we want to look at is to say, well, what is it that, on a scale of 1 to 10, is there an area of my life that's scratching at me for attention? And let's go there. So we want to focus on that area of your life for this conversation. If we were talking about your business, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop screen share and I'm going to screen share again. If we were talking about your business in this same area, we would look at the holistic perspective of your business. And that same thing we could say, well, part of being in business is knowing how to identify your ideal client and being who you need to be to engage with your ideal client, regardless of what business you're in. Having an offer that's irresistible, right? Having an offer that's irresistible and being able to find and engage your tribe, right? In other words, I've got an offer. Now, where do I find the people that want to consume my offer? You're also going to need the ability to ask for a sale, to charge what you're worth. You're going to need systems and tools to scale that live beyond you. You're not scalable. The system can be scalable, but you are not scalable. There's only one you, right? And that's beautiful because you're a unique individual. We need you. And then you need a referral system and then the ability to achieve your desired lifestyle, right? So those are the kind of the dimensions of a business. We could talk about marketing and sales and fulfillment and all that kind of stuff, but all that is to drive forward the conversation, the messaging of these dimensions, right? And you've got to be able to show up powerfully to deliver that message in the marketplace. And so if we were to take a look at the 360 of your life, we have we have the chart that we just looked at. If we take a look at the 360 of your business, we have this, okay? And whether you're in sales or you're marketing or you're fulfilling with customers, all this stuff is relevant, okay? Now, what you'll begin to notice here is that we have to start off, let me stop the screen share. We have to start off with this 360-degree perspective. Regardless of where you are right now, if you and I were to bump into each other and say, hey, what's going on, Mike? How have you been? I've been really good. How about you? Well, I've been really good too. How's the family doing? How's work going? How's, more or less, no matter, in order for me to get relevant in your world or in order for you to get relevant in my world, we're going to start talking about some of the stuff that's on those wheels. And if you think about that list like a wheel, and it's the slices of the pie. If you were to say, well, how are you satisfied on a scale of 1 to 10 in each one of those areas, you'd find areas that you're really strong in. Maybe you have really great finances, and then areas that you're weak in. I have great finances, but I want to improve my relationship with my wife. I want to spend more time in the sun and travel, so I would check in at like a 2 for fun and recreation, but I got great family and friends. I got a great career. So everybody's got this own sense of what we're focused on. And when we're looking to work with somebody or we're looking to really direct the actions that they're taking, we've got to look and say, okay, where do we want to direct that? And that looks like creating 2 goals, a personal goal and a business goal. And they merge together in what we call a true living mission, right? So we want you to have a true living mission. What's your true living mission? I'd love to know what your true living mission is. What does that look like in the world? And a good way for you to think about the true living mission, if it's honed and created properly, is it's an accountable declaration of what you're going to create. It's clear enough that you can pass or fail at it, and I can help hold you accountable to that. So, for example, I am going to sell 10 clients into our Greatest Transformational Experience group training program, and I'm going to do it by the end of next week. Is very clear. I either pass or fail at it. It's got a financial component to it. It's got an energy component to it. It's got a time component to it, and I agree to do it. And with that, I'm then going to travel to Florida and enjoy the retreat that we're hosting. So that would be an example of a true living mission. And you could do a true living mission on a 3-month cycle. You could do a true living mission on whatever time cycle you want. It's got to fit in that vessel. Okay. So now we go back to saying, well, if in order for us to get relevant with each other, we've got to look at the whole pie. If we were to take any one of those components of the pie, how do we know which one we're going to focus on and which one we're not? We've got to ask ourselves, we've got to look at really 4 things, sort of. The first thing we've got to look at is one, is this definitely the area of my life that I need to be focusing on? Or is it the symptom of another underlying thing? For example, it's very easy for us as entrepreneurs to go out and try to make more money and spend all our time at work. And then we come home to our wife and there's financial problems, the relationship isn't there, and so we hide out at work. And if I were to come to you and say, well, how can I support you? You'd say, well, I need to build this thriving, successful business so I can make more money, so that I could go home and have a better relationship with my wife. Well, fulfillment won't happen from the business. That's part of it. But what we really need to be able to do is look at your communication skills with your significant other and go to work there, because that's going to unlock a new energy for you to bring to your business. And so we've got to first look at that component. Once we know that we're focused in the right area, then what we need to look at is motivating factors. So one, what is your dream in that area? Let's boil it down to a metric. And then what is your dream in that area? So for finances, I'm going to use finances right now. Maybe you want to have 6 figures of income, but right now you're only making $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month. Well, if we were to look at your dream of 6 figures and project it out over the course of a year, if I'm able to help you create 6 figures, that's a 6-figure value. If I'm able to help you do that today or over the course of the next 3 months, the value of that gets larger and larger and larger the further out we go. So over the course of a year, it may be worth 6 figures. Over the course of 10 years, it could be worth 7 figures. So we want to look to say, well, where's our time metric here? And let's put a deadline there. And now let's start looking at our current situation and our desired situation. Because our current situation is we're only making $1,000 or $2,000 a month. And if we project that out, at the end of the year, we'll have $12,000 to $24,000. So there becomes a value gap that shows up between our desired situation and our current situation when we project them into the future and we're honest with ourselves. That's going to be your motivating factor. That's why people buy a product. That's why people get involved in something. It's what motivates people to take action. And normally you can measure that value gap in time, in energy, in agreement, and in money. Those are really the currencies that show up there. If I'm able to take a look at your current situation, which is $24,000 a year, and your desired situation, which is 6 figures and beyond, and I'm able to provide a program for you to help you bridge the gap there, what's that program worth? Right? How fast can I deliver it? Right? So these become the dimensions of success that as an entrepreneur, we're always looking to create clarity around. When you're hiring somebody, that's where you want to look. But it's also your agreements with everybody in life. I mean, these are the dimensions of success, right? They're the pillars of success: time, energy, agreement, and money. You want to think about that acronym. So again, we start off with checking in with all these areas of their life. And then we get really honest. What's the really root cause of what we're out to change? How are we going to create that into a true living mission? Let's look at it. Let's look at our current situation and our current resources in that area. Let's look at our desired situation, and let's get honest with how we can bridge that gap. Everybody cool with that? Okay, great. So once we're there to bridge the gap, we want to look at, okay, well, how are we going to bridge the gap? And that becomes a conversation starting off with time. Now, there's many different conversations inside of the conversation of time. And time is a conversation because the way that your brain relates to itself is in language, and time is not a tangible thing. Time is something that you experience in between your relationship to your memories, believe it or not. In other words, when we talk about time, you feel as if there's an abundance of time, or there's a shortage of time, or there's blah, blah, blah. You have a story about time, and that story exists separate than the dimension that the clock is in. Okay, so that clock is going, and then we have a story about time. So how do we really master time? How do we master actions that need to take place in time? Well, we've broken it down to creating a crystal clear agenda that has all of the things that we're committed to, our core values, our true living mission, our health and lifestyle and family time and all that stuff. And then what we do is we do a process that's called scheduling the schedule. You literally set aside a period of time for you to reflect, for you to drop into a meditation, for you to take a look at what worked about the previous week, what didn't work, and then to create and put onto your schedule what's essential for you to carry into the next week, and really get honest with what worked and what didn't work. So you literally are creating a vision about what you want to create in the week moving forward. And that's essential because we've got to migrate from trying to relate to what our past has done and what we're comfortable with to creating a vision for our future and then reverse engineering that vision into actions. It's literally a frontal lobe evolution. It's called executive function disorder. We've got a special meditation that we give our clients that help them do that because that's really, really important. You need to be creating a vision and then reverse engineering the actions that you need to take. And your brain can't tell the difference between a vision and a memory. So most people are living into what their past says is comfortable. And then eventually we get really uncomfortable and we feel like completely inauthentic. So we want to be able to have you break through that. So now that you've mastered time and you've got yourself an agenda, we then want to start honing that process. And there's two kinds of people. There's the kinds of people that need an agenda for their life. There's the kinds of people that need an agenda for their work. If you're the kind of person that needs an agenda for your life, we've got to focus on things like your family time, your meditation time, your exercise time, your sleep time. We've got what we call 7 essential lifestyle habits, which constitute the energy portion of our programming. And then we want to look at, if you're the other kind of person, then what we want to look at is okay, what do you need to be doing in your work? And maybe there's a blend of this. Maybe you need both, right? What are we going to need to be doing in your work? When are your sales calls going to be? What kind of marketing messaging do you need? What's your business strategy? When is that taking place in time? And what's beautiful about this habit of meeting once a week and scheduling your schedule and going through what we call the navigation calibration process. This is the navigator, navigating the calibrating the navigator, right? Is that it produces results. It has you align yourself with what's essential. And it's those 1 degree shifts that we talked about earlier in today's conversation. So really powerful. So we kind of covered a little bit about time. Then we talk about energy, really dialing in each one of those processes, the 7 essential lifestyle habits. I'm not going to give them all to you right now. They're inside of our program. But when you have them in line, you're going to live a long and vital life. So then we want to look at agreements. And agreements are, your beliefs. What are your beliefs? What are your belief patterns? What is the conversation that you're having with yourself, with your significant other and the members on your team, and the community, right? The way that your brain relates to itself is in language. Right now, everything I've shared with you is creating visions and images inside of your mind. And if you're getting value from this, which I know that you are, I hope you are, then that value has come by way of us creating new and novel ideas, by our brain creating neurosynaptic connections between files inside of our brain that are now connected. So you've heard me in the past say, I want you to think of Donald Trump. Think about him. Now I want you to take Donald Trump and put a green hat on him. Now you see Donald Trump with a green hat. Now I'd like you to take Donald Trump with that green hat on and put him in front of Walt Disney World with fireworks going off in the back. And now Donald Trump has never been at Walt Disney World with a green hat and fireworks going off in the back. We just took the file Donald Trump, we took the file green hat, we took Walt Disney World, and we created a new vision. And in that same way, we want to be able to really cultivate and curate the life that we want by taking one part of our brain and another part of our brain and creating a new neurosynaptic connection there. And that's really what we want to facilitate. And that happens by understanding how we cultivate and curate and create ourself and our relationships in language. So that really becomes It's also about beliefs. Every belief you have is an agreement. You have a thought and you agree with it. Now it becomes a belief. And so we want to be able to really look at that and from a place of being a conscious creator. And that's really where we want you to be, capable of taking action regardless of what the conversation in the world is having, because whatever conversation is going on outside of yourself, you're in control of your ability to create with your word, and you're also able to take action regardless of what other people are saying. So we want you to have that confidence, because that's what's going to drive your leadership. And then from there, once we've established that, we want to look at money. Money is so important. You need to have a structure for your personal finances and your business finances, and that's where we really get into the strategy of the business, and how you relate to money. Do you have a money mindset? As you've heard us constantly leaning into, are you charging what you're worth, and is your business producing that sustainable, viable income so that everybody can consistently grow? And that's really where we want to kind of dial things in. A lot of people don't understand money. We want to be able to teach you about money, because when you do understand money, it flows to you naturally. We're literally printing it. It's just a way of keeping track, a way of keeping score of the game. And we want you to be able to have it, because when you have it, you're able to make decisions for yourself and your family and your business that are really sustainable. So that really is what matters to us. Are you able to afford that high quality organic food, avoid toxins, live in a place that has you thriving, be able to save for your kids and feel good about life, travel and do the things that you want to do? That happens through financial freedom. It happens through time freedom. It happens through having incredible relationships and living in a vital and healthy lifestyle. And we want to be able to deliver that to you. So that's really important. It's really important to us. It's why we created the True Living philosophy. And what we kind of said is that, right now you are perfect, whole, and complete at the level of your being. When Michelangelo was asked how he created David, he said, I took a piece of marble and removed what wasn't David. In that same way, we're not going to add to your life force energy. You've already got it. You've been given the gift of life. It's the holy grail of all of experience. What we want to do is we want to build a container for that energy. We want to build a vessel for it, so that you're not living an imbalanced life, because the system is what provides the freedom. And let me explain that. If you think about a system similar to a bowling alley, and think about balance in the same way. When you roll a bowling ball down an alley, the bowling ball goes straight, and then all of a sudden it can go into the gutter, right? When you're balanced and you're feeling good and things are going really well, there's really no physical feedback. You're just like, I've got loads of energy and I feel really good. Well, what happens then is we often, if we don't have the bumpers up of the bowling alley, if we don't have a system that keeps us on track so that we're constantly in that beautiful natural reality that we're all born into, but we've now got a system to keep us there. If we don't have that system going, then we'll find ourselves in the gutter more often than we need to be. It's unnecessary. What we want to do is we want to put in checks and balances and accountability into our life so that we are following a straight and narrow path towards success, right? So that's really the system that we want to help you create. We call it a synergy system, because it takes your time, takes your energy, takes your agreements, it takes your financial situation and puts it all together into a system that produces freedom. So let me just kind of share a little bit more with you. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Yeah, why don't I share a little bit more with you? Screen share. Let's see. Chrome tab. Nah, you know what? You guys are just going to have to find out more. If you're interested in learning more about some of our backend, I'm sure I'll be going live with some more of the stuff that's here, because we've got an entire philosophy. We could, take you, help you identify your ideal client. We go through each one of those sections there and really help you live your fullest expression of health, joy, and success. I'm not going to walk through more, but we could be here for hours. We have hours worth of content in our vault, and I'm already starting to feel that urge to just start sharing. But yeah, so if you have any questions, if you're stuck in your business anywhere or in your life or anything like that, I'd love to be able to support you. Maybe I'll even shoot a video and share with you the exact technology that we use with our coaching clients. and our facilitation clients. I think that, the difference between coaching and coaching is like a thought creative process, right? Where facilitation is really targeted. It's around helping you take action that produces results. It's more action driven than it is conceptual. We look at it, the journey of where there's two dimensions of it. There's the journey of transformation, which is overcoming fears, frustrations, and challenges, and getting clear and on wants, needs, and desires, and then taking the next step. So our facilitation process is about meeting you wherever you're at with real engineered experiences to help you take the next step and really build the building, build that system, build the experience, which is your life. So that's different. Coaching, I think there's tons of coaches out there. Most of them are not qualified. Everybody in the world seems to be a coach. We're not coaches, we're facilitators. And that's what we do. We have a very focused result that we're looking for, which is that true living mission, right? So it's a little bit of a different thing. And if you're feeling stuck, I'd love to be able to maybe make a video just like this and help you get unstuck, help you get the results that you're looking for. We've got loads of content I could probably just send to you. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Much love and enjoy the rest of your week. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I almost forgot. Okay. So we are right now offering something called an instant result training session. It's where we take that first part that I spoke about, take a look at your current situation, your desired situation, and get crystal clear on what's missing that can bridge that gap there. There's only a few things that can be missing, and we want to be able to have the opportunity to give you those tools. So we're giving away what we call instant results training session to people who would like to give us a testimonial and have a breakthrough. I promise that it's going to deliver $1,000 worth of found time, found energy, found relationship value, or money. And if you think about what your time is worth, especially if you spend your time in a suffering state, maybe your time is worth $100 an hour. And if you spend an hour a day worth of suffering, and we can get you out of suffering and into living in a beautiful natural reality, or help you get some clarity on your business or how to manage your time better, it is going to exponentially compound over time. And that's how we're going to give you a massive value. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the link is somewhere within this video, within the share, however you're watching this right now, so that you can schedule it. I want to give it to you for free. And my ask is that when you have that amazing breakthrough, we're just going to ask for a testimonial. And I'll also share a little bit about our programs in case it's something that you want to get involved in. No hard sell, just sharing. Just the same way that you're going to share with me or whoever you're speaking with where you're at in life. And that way we can provide massive value, right? We're always looking for win-win. And so I look forward to seeing you in the call. You guys have a great day and much love. Bye for now.